Good day to everybody out there. See thy wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water. So today I want to come on here and do a live presentation about the soil test that I got back from Belize and just a kind of an overview. If you're interested in Belize property and you want to do some farming, I think you should always get a soil test and you should probably get a resurvey. Whether you're going to do farming or not, you should probably always get your property surveyed just so you know where your boundary lines are. And if you have large acreage, I would definitely suggest you understand where your property is. So, first things first is I want to show you guys a video of the overview. Now, this is 10 plus acres. This property goes back over 3 football fields in length. So, this drone shot that you're going to be seeing isn't going to be the whole 10 acres, but it's just the kind of the front of it so you can see how lush and how jungle looking it is. And then we'll go into the soil test. And if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you feel free to, if you want to share the video to other individuals that may be interested in property outside of the United States and want to come to Belize. So first we're going to get into the video. And I want to come up with an intro video to my channel. So maybe this will be a good intro. It's only 20 seconds, 17 to 20 seconds long. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Here we go. Share screen. Window. Photos. Share. Okay. Can y'all see that? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. This is the beginning of the property pretty much. And like I said, this goes back 3 football fields plus three plus football fields. So this isn't the entire length of the property, but this is just to show you how lush and thick a lot of this property is. So this is pretty much it. Okay. All right. Let's do it one more time. This is an overview of the property in Belize. It's 10 plus acres. Goes back over 3 football fields, and just want to kind of give you guys an overview of what it looks like and what I'll be working with when I get down there. Got an update this past weekend. Property will be done April 16th or be available to be delivered April 16th. So I'm excited about that. I got to get my passport renewed. I'm going to get that rushed 7 to 9 business days. It costs a little bit extra, which is okay. And they also sent a few pictures of the walls and everything that just went up. It's a wooden house, small house. We're going to be off grid. I don't want a massive home off grid. And you got to have all this extra solar just to kind of keep it, cool in the summertime and whatever. It's going to be a small house, not a tiny, tiny home, but it's going to be a nice small house that is good enough for me. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 520 square feet. All wooden home, and I'm happy with it. The foundation has been put on, the foundation is up, the walls are up, and right now we're waiting on a video so I can put that out there to y'all. So let's get to the soil test. The soil test is right here. This is the final assessment. This is an overview of it. This isn't actually, those lines aren't accurate. This shows who the authors were of the test. Got the test done in October, but they gave it to me in November. So the land suitability assessment, the parcel under evaluation is comprised. Let's make sure we got the view here. Okay. The parcel under evaluation is comprised of 10.3 acres located in the Stand Creek District, Belize. Based on this is the soil test, the analysis. Based on the cartographic information provided, an estimated boundary line was drawn in the maps annexed to the report. The assessment was performed utilizing different methodologies to determine the suitability of the parcel for tropical fruit production. The following approaches were implemented. Let me do this because I don't think y'all need to see me. Okay. Boom. The following approaches were implemented. Number 1, meteorological data of Stand Creek, Belize. Data available closest to the parcel. Number 2, use of a drone with multispectral camera to calculate an orthomosaic map and digital surface model. Number 3, collection of soil samples in different parts of the parcel for a soil analysis analysis to determine the fertility for plants. Climate. In Belize, the climate is classified in two seasons, a rainy and a dry season. The rainy season starts in June and ends in November. The remaining months are considered the dry season. Due to the absence of local weather data near the area, World Weather Online, WWO, was used to obtain the 5-year average of daily and accumulated precipitation and daily temperature. The average annual precipitation, figure 1, is 3,100 mm, and the highest daily average occurring in November, figure 2. The average annual temperature is 26.8 degrees Celsius, which is 80.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the average annual temperature. All throughout the year, the average temperature is 80 degrees. Can't ask for nothing better or anything worse. This is incredible. Okay. So if you could pause this when you come back and watch the video. I'm not going to just go over this map here, but that's what you get. Figure 1 and figure 2. Figure 1 is accumulated precipitation, 5-year average. Figure 2 is daily precipitation, 5-year average. All right. Figure 3, daily temperature, 5-year average. Okay. Then we got the topographic description. The parcel under assessment was generally flat with a slight slope towards the northeast corner. Figure 4. There is a shallow creek bordering the north side of the property, referred to orthomosaic map, which may act as a drainage channel during the rainy season. Considering the terrain, slope, and climate, the area may be prone to flooding during heavy rainfall, but the area appears to have a good drainage. However, this may not affect well-established tree crops, as was observed by the presence of mango trees. The mango trees is over here. We'll come to that. But this is where the slope is, where this red is. So the creek is over here, where the arrow is. This is where the creek is, right here. It comes into the property. It goes out, then it borders it up until about right here. You'll see in further descriptions. So this is how it slopes right up in here. And I was thinking, I'll just do all my growing in all of these areas. All of this green is dark green, and possibly in some of this area over here. But this red, we don't want to grow any fruit trees or any vegetables in these areas because, it's going to be prone to flooding. So, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to, we'll get to that. So the slope map. The digital surface model revealed that the lowest point was 23.7 meters above sea level, 78.2 feet. And the highest point at 58 meters above sea level, which is 191 feet. The values presented account for the tree canopy in most areas. The parcel could be divided into 3 sections. The west side, primary forest has been cleared and contains a few coconut trees and shrubs. The center has tall forest trees and a few cohoon palms. Meanwhile, there is a mature mango orchard near the center side of the property. Note, passage paths were observed through the west and center of the property. There was a few paths over here that comes up into here, what we did in the video. The south side of the property is bordered by a farm with fruit trees, including coconuts, bananas, and citrus, which were observed during the drone flight. So over here, this is a farmer. I'll be connecting with him. He has fruit trees, which was coconuts, bananas, and citrus. So this is his side of the property right here. And right here is where you see the mangoes. In this blue section, this is where the mangoes are. 13 mango trees is right up in here. All right. So the mango orchard within the property. Soil description. A soil analysis consisting of several core samples from within the property was collected. From these core samples, there were 3 main observations. A portion of the southwest section over here showed a stony bed load under the first 6 inches of soil. The stone layer varied from 4 to 6 inches, and below this layer, a gray colored soil was observed. Number 2, the northeast corner that has a slight slope up here, northeast up here. The soil was very deep. The upper layer was more than 12 inches. Other areas near the creek also had a deep soil layer. In general, brown and dark gray soil predominated in sampled points. Soil texture was medium to coarse, with high silt contents. Permeability appears to be generally high. Soil analysis. The soil analysis reflects a low pH of 5.4, which causes low availability of nutrients for fruit tree production. Most tropical fruit trees grow under a pH of 6 to 7, and when cultivated in a low soil pH, the use of calcitic lime is necessary to increase the soil's pH and nutrient availability. Note that there are different sources of lime, some which include magnesium, known as dolomitic lime. This is not recommended due to the already high magnesium content in soil. The cation exchange capacity is low, indicating that the soil has a low ability to hold nutrients, which can be enhanced using organic matter in soil. Adding compost or manure are common practices as soil amendments. The analysis also reflects a low content of nutrients, particularly phosphorus, essential for optimal fruit trees. The combination of low pH, low cation exchange capacity, and low nutrient content can all be improved using organic matter and or compost and synthetic fertilizers. Fertilization is a recommended practice for most fruit trees and other crops. The complete report is attached. The final assessment. Based on the lot inspection and maps generated, there were a few fruit trees and other plants identified. Coconuts, Suriname cherry, mangoes, avocado, cajon palm, and cassava. Mangoes predominated near the center of the lot. In the south border, a farm with citrus, banana, and coconut was observed, showing the suitability of the land for tropical fruit tree production. Weather patterns seem to be appropriate for crop development. Heavy rain may pose the risk of flooding, but the soil seems to have adequate drainage. No water standing was observed, and the water level in creek was shallow. Soil analysis showed that fertility status is low, which is a limiting factor for fruit tree production. However, most soils with any nutrient deficiency must be enhanced using synthetic fertilizers or compost for optimum production. Fertilization in most fruit orchards is required in Belize. According to Table 3, the area can be considered highly suitable for agriculture production. Precautions should be carried out in lowest areas, west side and near the creek, for any vegetable production. Table 3, land suitability classification based on FAO framework for land evaluation. So based on what they're saying is the area can be considered highly suitable. So right here, we got highly suitable. Land having no significant limitations to sustain application of a given use, or only minor limitations that will not significantly reduce productivity or benefit and will not raise inputs above an acceptable level. So this is where our property falls at, highly suitable. We don't have to worry about moderately suitable or marginally suitable because that's not what they classified us as. But if you want to read it, feel free. Pause the video. And this is a few of the pictures from the land that they took when they was doing the test. The stones, stony bed below the upper soil level. Another picture, dark gray soil. This is the coconut palm here. That's in the beginning. I showed y'all. There's 3 of them right there in the front. This is the creek, beautiful creek. I was kind of debating on whether I wanted to put my house over near the lot line, which is where the creek is. And, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. So we're going to go over here to the other test, which shows the other soil test here. Let's stop that and come over to, so y'all can see what the actual composition of this, Bam. All right. Okay, so I'm not very versed at a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a lot of this stuff when I don't. But I will say that you guys can have a look. And this is where we at. So the soil pH, as they said, was 5.4. You got buffer pH, phosphorus, potassium, calcium. Phosphorus is very low. Potassium is low. Calcium is low to almost medium. Magnesium is very high. So that's a great sign. Sulfur is medium. Boron, low. Copper, low. Iron, optimum. Manganese, very low. Zinc, low to medium. Sodium, very low. Soluble salts, non-existent. Organic matter, optimum. That's a great sign. Estimated end release, I don't know what that means. Nitrate, and he's very, this guy is very available. So if I have any questions that you guys may throw out there, I can always reach out to him and he has no problem responding. Phosphorus is low. So, and this is another calculated cation exchange capacity. These are numbers. I think I asked him about these, and most of the conversations I usually try to record for my own history and, have some type of data of what he's talking about. But y'all can pause this and go do your own research. But if you're going to get land to do a farm, things like this are very necessary. Had I not known these things, I wouldn't even have known that, what if I planted some trees and I didn't know why they weren't growing? This is the reason why they're not growing, because a lot of these numbers they're low. So, basically he's saying that the limestone application is targeted to bring soil pH to a 6.5. They're saying that good soil would be anywhere from 6 to 7. Use calcitic limestone to correct the pH. Avocado garden limestone application is targeted to bring soil pH to 6.5. We do got an avocado tree on the land, so that's a good thing as well. But what do y'all think about this actual? Let's see here. Peace, Mark Poole. What's good with you, brother? What do y'all think about this soil test? And I got another video of when I was doing the closing process, and the lady was explaining a lot of the title and how title passes and just the historical references to, when you're buying property and, see in the United States, you got warranty deeds, you got quick claim deeds, you got different types of deeds here in the States. And in Belize, it's the same kind of situation where you got different deeds. And the lady, she was explaining everything in the video because I recorded the whole process. But I got to go through the video and edit it because there's some things, like personal information that I don't want out there. But I'll put that on here as well. But anyway, this is the soil test. This is what you have to do if you're going to look at growing a farm. I got this test, and I also have the resurvey as well. But the resurvey is not quite as detailed as this was, or this is. Let's go back to this video over here. Stop screen. Presets, share screen, share. This is the overview of it, just so y'all can see what it looks like from up top. Now, again, this goes back over 3 football fields. So this is just the beginning. This isn't the whole 10 acres. It goes back. So this is what it looks like from above, which I think is incredible. And I can't wait to get in here. The property will be done April 16th. It'll be done before the 16th. But April 16th, they say they can deliver it. I got to pay the rest of the money 2 weeks before it's delivered. I still have to get my passport renewed. My passport is good until next May 2026, but I want to get the passport renewed now so I don't have to come back. So April 16th, a few days before my birthday, they said they can deliver the house to the land. The house is wooden. They sent me a few pictures of it. The walls is up, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a small house. I'm going to be off grid, so it's not going to be a large house. It's 520 square feet. And, I wish I can show y'all them pictures. I should have had that prepared. I might come back and do that another video. But it's and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a few other small houses, 1-bedroom, 1-bath. So I'll have my house on the land, and then I'm going to get another 2 houses for when people that want to come down and they want to pay just to get out of the States or wherever they want to come to a nice, I don't want to call it a retreat because it's not going to be a retreat type setup, but I'll have it set up to where people can come and buy space in those houses for like a week or two or a month or whatever you want to stay, but it'll be set up like a VRBO or Airbnb type setting to where you can rent it out. So it's they mine is a wooden house. These will be metal homes, but they'll be off grid and they'll be smaller, probably like 384 square feet. They'll have a bathroom, they'll have a kitchen, you know, they'll have pretty much what you have in a hotel with a little extra and off grid, you know. And I think the prices for those, I think they're around 26,000 US, 27,000 US. And then I think the solar for those ones will be about 6,500. I know the solar for mine will come in around 12,500 to power mine with everything. And if I need a little bit more, then I'll just pay for, you know, a little bit more. Yes, Mark Poole, this is a Mennonite house. It says, I am looking to do the same near Hopkins. It's a great idea, brother. Hopkins is a good area. I've driven through there. Driven through Hopkins, I rode through Dangriga. I like both of them because I like being close to the beach. Can you send information on who you use for the survey and the test? Yes, for the survey, I use Danaus Consultants, Danaus Consultant. And I forget the brother's name for the actual. So Felix is the guy who did a soil test, Felix Carwich. And I'm only giving you his name because I think he did a great job, and he's still available to me today. Now with the Mennonite house, I'm not going to give them out right now because I don't know, the product isn't there yet. So it'd be kind of careless and reckless of me to give them their information out. There's several of them in the country that do this type of work. But let me see, maybe I can get the guy's name who did the soil test. I meant the survey. He was given to me by the. He's not as readily available as Felix is, but you know, because I reached out to him after the test and he didn't really respond. And that's all right. He did his job. Let's see. His company name is. Well, I'll give you his WhatsApp number. His WhatsApp is 5. Is this it? Yeah. So this is the guy's name for the or the guy for the resurvey. And he's actually, I believe he's in Dangriga. Can't remember what area. 501-600-6400. His name is Sal. Oh, no. Yeah, his name is Sal. Sal. He's in the Stand Creek district. And he charged me for this 10 acres. Now it goes on the size. He charged me 3,000 plus 375. So $1,687 US dollars he charged me. Why did you need a soil test? Everything looks so plush and plentiful. Beautiful, rare breed, Louisiana. Thank you. I appreciate that. Why did I need a soil test? I probably didn't need one, but me being me, spending money in another country, I hadn't been there at that time. I hadn't seen that piece of land at the time. I got 2 soil tests. I got one for 9 acres that I was looking at, and I got 2 surveys and 9 acres for that. I pulled out because the seller didn't want to bring the price down. But I'd rather have lost out on that several thousand than walked into that property in the Toledo district and been upset. So I needed the soil test just because I hadn't been to the land yet. I hadn't been there yet. I've seen pictures of it, but it's always good to cover your back door. And yes, it was lush and jungle looking, but at the end of the day, to cover my back door and know that this money that I'm spending, this is my life savings and my investment. That's what I felt like I had to do. And I probably didn't need to do it, but that's what it was. Hopefully you got that number, Mark Poole. I'm not going to keep y'all no longer. Hope this was a little bit informational and educational. And like I said, I got the video of me actually doing the closing. So when you are down there, and I always suggest using a lawyer. Use a lawyer to draft your contracts. Everybody in Belize can say that they're a real estate agent. I can go down there right now without any credentials, without any certification, without any license, and I could say that I'm a real estate agent and I could represent you. Doesn't mean I know anything. And most of these real estate agents, they work with escrow companies that they're affiliated with. So a lawyer is going to have your best interest at heart. You're usually going to have to pay the lawyer up front. My lawyer charged me $2,971, and they work their way backwards. If you use it, no matter what you're doing, can we buy in your area? Yes, you can buy in the area where I am, which is the Stand Creek district, right outside of Placencia. And but with the lawyers in the States, you don't pay the lawyers until after when the closing happens. In Belize, you got to pay the lawyers up front. They don't play about that. And if you don't use some of that money, like if you go through it, if you put a property under contract, like how much for what, Rare Breed, Louisiana? If you put a property under contract, they want that money up front. If you back out of the contract, Maya Beach. I love Maya Beach. That's where I stayed at. I stayed in Maya Beach when I was there. Per acre, it depends. Because I found 23 acres over in Belmopan for 20. I got it under contract for 28,000. So it all depends on where you. For mine, it was a little over 4,000 per acre. Down at the 9 acres that I had under contract, I had that under contract for 35,000. That was in the Toledo district. It all depends on where you are. It was 5 acres up in like Belize, near Belize City. I think they was trying to get me for like 35,000. But it all depends on where you are. But you gotta get a lawyer. I used what's the guy's name? I can't remember his name. He's from New York. Let me look into my email. I can't believe I can't think of this guy's name. It's crazy. All right. Excuse me. Trying to get the lawyer's name. He's a reputable lawyer. And really, it's about the contract. It's all about them contracts, and that's really what he was very useful for. I mean, I could have conducted my own transaction, but the contract was needed. Let me see this guy's name. There you go. Actually, what was her name? Sheila. Damn, I can't even find this information. Let me do this. Okay, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan Roble. That's who I used. Ryan Roble. And they won't do any work until you pay them. So if you want any information, my per acre, do you feel that you paid the American price or the actual asking price? Nah, because I think I got a good deal on this property actually. Like I really do. I definitely didn't pay the American price. Look, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. Because in Florida, when I was looking down in South Florida, 2 acres, they wanted 17 grand. for 2 acres, which was off the grid, no electrical near that area. And when I called the electrical company, they see how much it would cost. This was before I had any concept of off grid. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago in Florida, South Florida, and mind you, I'm only majorly interested in the tropical location because I can grow coconuts. So Florida, South Florida, and Hawaii is the only places in the United States where you can grow coconuts. $17,000 for these 2 acres. They wanted another $70,000 just to run the electricity from the nearest point up into where that property was. So if you take this, was that $8,500 per acre? I'd have paid damn near $90,000 for this property had it been the United States. So nah, I don't feel like I paid the American price. They never even knew who I was. I never met these people up at that point. I was all my correspondence was through, and it didn't, I'm sure, I don't think it mattered, because the seller, it's all on the seller. The seller had took the property off the market. This guy, this real estate agent who was from Remax, he contacted me because I was corresponding with him for like almost a year at that point. He contacted me and let me know, I got this property for sale. He'd been trying to sell me something, but I was working, I was just dealing with the buyer's agents. But he contacted me, he was like, I got this property for sale. The seller took it off the market. And I put an offer in on it, and they almost went with it, but he countered. So I feel like I got a good deal on it, man. But anyway, this is a good amount for y'all to chew on. I'm gonna come back with that other video of the closing process just so you can see what you may need, what the process is like. And it's a lot of scams going on in Belize. So I'm always going to advise you to use a lawyer, period. Anyway, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Tap in with the video. Like the video if y'all can. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if it's new people on the video. Subscribe to the channel and share the video with anybody that's interested in Belize. Let me run that back one more time so y'all can see the land. This is the beginning of the property. Goes back over 3 football fields. And as you can see, it's not much around me. Those are mountains in the background. That's where there's a creek that borders the land. And the water is coming from the mountains. And it also goes into the land as well. And if y'all could give me your opinion, let me go back to this map right quick. I want to hear your opinion on. Make sure you got the deed. Oh, I got my paperwork. In Belize, that's another thing with title. Title is taking at least about 8-9 months to a year to get the title. But this is another thing I want to get your opinion on this because I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the land. I want to figure out where I'm putting the house at on the land. Remind me of your opening scene of Coming to America. Right. Let's see. So let's see, share the screen. Window. Okay. Let's go back here. That's the soil analysis, but we want to go back over here. Okay, so this is the northern border right here. The top part, this is the northern border. This is where the mango trees are. If y'all could let me know what y'all think about, where would y'all put the land at? Would y'all, your house? Because I want to come in here. This is the entrance right here. The entrance is right here. So I want to come in. My opinion is for what I want to do. I want to come in. The coconut palms are right here. So I don't want to bulldoze right here. I don't want to knock down the coconut palms that are actually generating. I want to come in and make a left. And then I wanted to come back and come over here near the creek and bring the house near the creek somewhere. What do y'all think I should put the house at on this land here? Mind you, the mangoes is over here in this section here. Actually, let me bring this up because I can't see. The mangoes are right here. Boom. The entrance is right here. The coconuts are right here. So I was going to come in, snake to the left, come around, because I don't want the house right up on the front. Come back some. And I was going to come over this way near and clear some of this off near the creek. So maybe I can get a creek view. But I don't want to be right up on the front. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Where would y'all put the house at? Now, mind you, back here is a slope. It goes, and there's a creek. The creek comes in over here a little bit, back over here in this corner. But I like to get y'all opinion on where y'all will put y'all house at on this land. And mind you, like I said, I'm going to get a few more small houses to put on the land for when people want to visit. This is remind, how high off the ground will the home be? About 3 feet. 3 feet. Can't wait to share that with y'all. I can't wait to share with y'all the house. So it's going to be off the ground about 3 feet. But if y'all could let me know what y'all think in the comments, where y'all will put the house at on here. I was thinking somewhere over here because the creek borders the land. So, it's going to be up off the ground about 3 feet. I don't want to be up here in this section because it's right up off the road. I'm going to get everything bordered, put a fence around the whole perimeter over here. This is where the neighbor's land is. Put a fence up in the front. I don't know about a fence over here on the side because the creek is going to be over here. But, I'm thinking the house should be up in here somewhere. There's several houses, about 3 houses. We're going to start off with 2. Mine, and then I'm going to definitely look into another one right away. And then get the third one probably several months down the road. But, yeah, let me know what y'all think. Not going to hold y'all any longer. And I think are you going to have a water well? If so, put it near the creek. Yes, I will have a water well. I'm going to tap out.